Felix here. How long would it take with investing, with trading, to make $1 million and actually $1 billion? Why not push the envelope? So some of you might know I'm an options trader and I also teach it. And I was just going through my numbers. I was going through my numbers and looking at what my returns are for each month. And my target is a simple one. My target is I want to make a return every month of 15%. Okay, that might sound crazy to you. I think it's pretty realistic given the track record. Now, someone then said to me, "Well, that's totally unrealistic. You'd be a billionaire by months, whatever. So you're never going to achieve that." So I thought, let's take on the challenge. Let's run through the maths. And I will then commit to doing this. And you can judge me for it week by week as we do this live. So I've set a little spreadsheet here. I'll put the link down below so you can see it. And I'm saying we're starting with $20,000, which is a reasonable sum. It's also exactly what our options portfolio is worth at the moment, $19,727. That's basically, we started with $7,000, we made $12,600 roughly US dollars profit. It's just gone up slightly actually, so it's a little bit more than that. So $19,727, and that's what I put in here. Let's make that 19,727. And let's make that a little bit tidier, right? Make that that. And then I'm assuming a weekly options return of 3%. Now 3% a week is actually, there are 4.33 weeks per month. That's actually a 13% return. Per month. I'm actually thinking we can do better than that. But let's be a little conservative here, right? Because you're going to measure me against this. I'm going to feel the pressure. You're going to be breathing down my neck week after week. And therefore, I want to make my life a little bit more relaxed here. So that's what I'm doing. So basically 13% return a month, less than what I'm doing at the moment. So how long is it going to take me to make some real money? So I'm starting here. Week one, I make $600. Week two, I make another $600 and so on. Let's fast forward a little bit. When do we get to 100K? Week 55. Not that exciting, right? That's a year away. All right, let's go down a little bit more. Let's go to, well, where do we get to 500,000? Week 110. Now, if you take 110 divided by 52 weeks, that's 2.1 years. So that's a little bit more exciting. 500,000 in 2 years. Now let's go down a little bit more. When do we get to 1 million? We get to 1 million in week 133. So 133 divided by 52, that's 2.6 years. So it only took us 60% of a year, about 200 days, to make an extra 500,000. All right, this is where the fun begins, right? Now let's go to 5 million. 5 million kicks in at week 188. 188 divided by 52, that's 3.6 years. So another year to 5 million, 3.6 years away. I'm getting a little excited about this. Are you getting a little bit excited about this? I am. And I'm going to talk to you in a moment about how realistic this is, how far we can push this as well. So far, so good. 10 million comes in week 212, 212 divided by 52, that's 4 years, pretty much exactly 4 years. $10 million, that's pretty nice. I'm buying a villa in the south of France. And I can't because I have to keep investing it, don't I? Otherwise, I don't get the compounding effect. But maybe somebody will lend me the money against my portfolio. Well, if I tell them I'm doing options, they probably don't unless they're an options trader because people always think it's risky. It really isn't. Right, let's jump forward a little bit. 100 million. When do we get to 100 million? Week 289. 289. Divided by 52, that's 5.5 years. That's not too shabby, is it? 100 million in 5 years. I'll be 47. I have an extra $100 million. That's pretty sweet. I'm now definitely buying the house in the south of France, probably also the boat, although people who buy boats generally end up with no money, so I'll probably skip the boat. Just be friends with people who have one, much cheaper. Shall we jump ahead a little bit? 500 million? Is this getting silly now? If I lost you, 6.5 years, 6.5 years, 5 million. What about the billion? What about the billion? I was going to put the billion in the thumbnail, and then I thought, no, that's not that relatable. You get more views, but you put 1 million. That was the honest thought. 7 years. All right, then. So let's take a reality check here of what we've actually been doing. So I started this portfolio here with $7,062. So $7,062. And then by the first week of May, I made that amount of money. So 1 January to 6 May in weeks. Google really is amazing. 17 weeks. Let's call it 18 weeks. Or maybe 17 weeks to make it a little harder on myself. So by 17 weeks, we should have $11,000. Actually, we got 19,000. So we did a lot better than that. So the numbers are looking quite realistic to me. Now, where do I struggle with it? Where will I start to struggle with it? Well, I basically have a rule that each trade is going to be a percentage maximum of my portfolio. So by 20 million, each trade is $200,000. That's fine. But as we go into serious money, and I'm talking here the hundreds of millions, each trade will become, say, $1 million. You're going to start to move the market. You're going to start to affect the market. You're going to have to set up a lot more trades than just the 100 trades. And at the moment, I'm typically running on maybe 10 trades a week or so. So say over the month, I might do, I don't know, 30, 40, 50, 60, depending on expiry dates. At the moment, I do them quite short, but that'll change when markets calm down a little bit. So you are going to have to get to a point where you will need to hire somebody probably, or stop doing what you're doing with your other businesses to spend more time combing through this. You're probably going to want to pay for some sort of data service that gives you better data and better screeners. But you can do that because you're making $3 million a week. Like, it's really fine. You can really get somebody who's super smart, whip it smart, and pay them more than JP Morgan would pay them, right? So I'm going to do this. This is going to be my challenge. And what I'd love, if you join me on this challenge, don't use your real money because I don't want you to lose it. Instead, what I'd like you to do is open a paper trading account. There are really only two offers of paper trading accounts out there in the world. And by the way, if you've got questions on this, feel free to message me. The first one, m.me/Felix Finance, is my Facebook direct messenger. It comes to me. And the other is my email, felix@greatacademy.org, also comes to me. There are 2 platforms that you can use. If you are in North America or in Singapore, you can use Think or Swim. And they have a paper trading account, and you can set it up, and you can use their cash account, and you can just use $20,000 to start with in Monopoly money that I'm using. There is also everywhere else in the world, literally, if you're in Europe or anywhere else in the world, Asia, there is Interactive Brokers, and they also have a free paper trading account. Now, to get your hands on that, I believe you're going to have to, for Think or Swim, you have to put in zero money whatsoever. You just open the account, don't have to fund it, don't have to do anything. For Interactive Brokers, you're going to have to put in some sort of amount of money. I put in, I don't know, $100 or something like that, just so I would get the account. Otherwise, they don't open it for you. So maybe put in $10 or $20 or $50 or something, just so that they open the account and they process it for you. And I'd love it if you joined me in that little enterprise. And to join me in that enterprise, message me on either one. I'll get you into our group, and we can chat and we can share trade ideas, and we can do this together, and we can prove together that we will make $1 billion. Well, let's get to the million first. I think that's going to be the more immediate goal here. Let's get to the $1 million in week 133. Actually, I'd like to do it in 100 weeks. I'm an impatient fella. So let's do that. Let's do it together. Join me. Message me down below in the comments if you will join me, and drop me a line. I'll put also my messaging links and email links down below in the email. And let's make this a little gang. Let's make this the $1 million gang. You want to get there. They want to get there in a safe way, in a way that they learn. You become better investors. I get to know lots of you, which is always fun. Build another new community and support each other. And you might still think it's crazy, but it really isn't. Look, I have 2.8x'd my options portfolio so far this year in 17 weeks. So let's keep going. Let's keep pushing this. I will do this. I will set up a new account where I start exactly with this amount of money, so you can track that I'm not cheating by using more cash than I would. I'll still maintain my normal options portfolio, but I'll do this one in addition. And we can then see whether or not Felix is crazy, whether he's a madman, whether he's a gambler. He really isn't. I'm one of the least risk-loving people I've ever met in the finance industry. I'm really so very, very conservative. And that's why I like these things, because it's all maths, it's all probabilities, 80% chance of making money and so on. Come and join me on that. If you have questions on that, of course, you can also talk to us about it. We teach it and coach it and everything else. Just go to felixfranz.org/call. But the main thing I'd love you to do is message me. I'll put the my messaging links also down in the comments below, so you can just copy and paste it. Send me a message and just write, I'm in, or $1 million challenge, perhaps better, and join me on this adventure. But do please be responsible. Please use a paper trading account. I really want you to not lose money. I really want you to become a better investor, and I want to incentivize you to really educate yourself, and I will be sharing lots of information with you. So go to Think or Swim or Interactive Brokers, open one of these. I don't get anything for that, by the way. I'm not going to give you any codes or anything like that. I never do. And just come and join me on this journey, and I think you'll learn a great deal. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in.